I'm Stapler. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and this is Sonic Second, where we talk about every episode of Sonic Underground.
I'm Chrissy Duffy. My pronouns are she, her.
And I'm Frankie. I go by any pronouns.
Yes, so this episode, we're talking about episode 20, The Jewel of the Crown. So this episode was written by Mark Edens, and he did Sonic Tonic, which...
We already covered, didn't we?
Yeah, we covered. I was going to say that was the next episode, but then I realized the next episode is... Wait, maybe it is. Let me look.
The next episode should be 3 Hedgehogs and a Baby.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. So I think I told you at some point that the next episode was the first one we recorded, but actually I don't think that's right. I think the first episode we recorded is Sonic Tonic, but...
Yeah, it was 3 Hedgehogs and a Baby. I signed up for 3 Hedgehogs and a Baby.
Okay. The next episode is going to be your first episode, so
yeah.
Listeners, you're going to hear what our debut episode was after all this time.
Right.
Because we don't record this in order. Or at least we weren't recording in order. We kind of are now.
We are now, but we weren't originally.
Yeah.
I showed up and said, I am co-host now. Hi, I'm here.
Yeah, because originally this was going to be like a different guest each time, but like I just couldn't find a different guest each time, and Chrissy Duffy was the only consistent person.
Big Sonic fan. I want to do more Sonic stuff. I also found out in Sonic news, Sonic Expo is coming to Georgia this year in August, and I had plans to go to it. I'm not going to go every day. I don't have that bandwidth. But I'm just I've been making Sonic content on YouTube for years. And a bunch of other Sonic YouTubers are going. They got invited. And I'm just like, how are you being so big and famous?
So, about Sonic-related developments, we're recording this when, not too long after Sonic Crossworlds trailer came out. By the time this comes out, it's going to be old news, but you can hear, that's what you can know, listeners, where we're at. Because I don't know if the episode where we talked about Sonic movie coming out and we're excited for, that's not going to come out for a long time. Or Sonic 3. Yeah, because we talked about that in the origin story episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, Sonic-related developments for me. I got Sonic Underground on DVD.
Yeah. Other Sonic-related developments other than Fire Up Sonic Expo, my husband bought me the cream rabbit pop that comes with a little cheese chow.
Nice. Oh, also, I tried to commission a plush of Sonya, but the people I commissioned, they were like, we can't do copyrighted characters. So instead, I'm getting a plush of my avatar and my Sims.
Oh,
Any Sonic-related developments in your life, Pizza?
No!
Okay. I think it's funny, I just randomly called you Pizza, and the viewers are like, I didn't know you go by that alias, but you do now.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, the most recent Sonic development in my life would be from January when I watched Sonic 3 in theaters.
Nice.
I thought that was in December.
No, I saw it in January, but I think it did come out in December.
It came out right after Christmas or around Christmas, because I saw it Christmas Day. So it came out the weekend before Christmas, because Christmas was Wednesday in 2024. And he called me and it's like, hey, a bunch of us are getting together, because they also work Amazon, so they have Christmas Day off somehow. So him and a bunch of his friends, they're just like, we're getting together, and we're going to be going to see this movie, come with us, because if we don't bring you, you're not going to go to theaters and see it. And I'm just like, you are right.
I never leave the house on Christmas.
I tend to like go visit all my family members on like Christmas Eve because that's when I celebrate Christmas. So Christmas is just like any other day for me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
I'm
kind of
gonna take a sip of water.
Yes, water is very important. Water is
my lips
super
are so
duper
damn
important.
dry right now. Okay, well, I've already asked both of you your experience before, and, like, pizza, because both of you have been on this show before. I'm just now realizing, since you did listen to some Sonic episodes before, I guess you have heard Frankie's voice before, haven't you?
Yeah, I drove because like I played them, but sometimes I don't always have the audio on because like when they come live, I'm normally laying in bed with my husband, and he gets mad when I wake him up because sleep is precious to him. So sometimes I just like turn them on mute just so I'm just like I want them to have some watch time and views because I get really discouraged when like stuff I work on doesn't get any watch time or views.
Yeah. To anyone who listens to this podcast that doesn't see when it uploaded, I schedule them to upload at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, and I've been up for hours, but my husband's just like, I sleep like a dead man.
Specifically 9 in the morning on Saturdays, because that's like when cartoons air. Or at least that's when they used to air.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I think that's when Sonic Underground episodes debuted too. Okay, so
I saw them, I think, in syndication on random channels. I don't know. Just to cut a bunch of tiny triangles into this green paper with a flail.
So why don't we? Oh, we should go over the episode wiki.
Yeah.
Well, I already talked about the writer being someone we've talked about before. And there is a new character in this episode, but his name is... we don't have his voice.
No, let me see behind the voice actors.
Okay.
Let me open up that.
We don't have his voice on Sonic Wiki.
Here we go. And he's a merchant? No, yeah. Yeah, okay, I found him. Tiger looking dude. He is Maurice LaMarche. He's voiced by Maurice LaMarche, who voices half the cast of Underground, if not half the cast of anything he's in.
Okay, he's the Pinky and the Brain guy. Got it.
Yeah, he's Brain, Big Pataki from Hey Arnold.
Okay, so this episode is called The Jewel of the Crown, and in French it's called Diadem Mission. I don't know what a diadem is. Let me look it up.
I saw that. Let me find that on the wiki because I don't want to spell it, so I'm going to copy it, paste it to this new tab. Definition, thank you, Google. A jeweled crown or headband worn as a symbol of sovereignty.
Okay.
Another version from archaic period, the authority or dignity symbolized by a diadem. Now the diadem. So it's just something worn that's just like, hey, this is a symbol of I rule stuff.
Well, we learned something new today.
It's essentially the royal crown mission.
Yeah, so in German it's called The Crown Jewel. The Italian, there's 2 Italian titles. I'm guessing one of them is like a dub title, and maybe there was like a subtitled version of this episode. Either way, the first title in Italian is The Jewel of the Crown, which is just the English title. And then the second title is The Sly on the Crown. And then in Persian, it's called Crown Jewelry, in parentheses, Mobius Jewelry. In Polish, it's Jewel in the Crown. And in Portuguese, it's Crown Jewelry. In Russian, it's Crown Treasures. And in Spanish, it's the Crown's Jewel. And then in Romanian, it's the Jewel in the Crown. So, yeah. Not a lot of interesting titles this time. That's okay.
They kept them all pretty basic.
So let's put on the episode muted. Oh, actually, skip to the part where Alina has...
They now have their dialogue.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, but determination, the will to keep going in spite of those setbacks, is one of the greatest lessons we must all learn in life. Hey!
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. That's a good sentiment.
And it does play into, like, the plot of the episode. Because, like, it starts with Manic, like, going, you just see this, look at this guy. And so he's like, oh, folks are going, like, don't worry, it's a lot. And it's standing up from the cylinder, across the spiral button. And then Sonya's just like, Sonic, how can you be eating here, eating chili dogs in the sewer? And Sonic's like, easily. Put a shade on in there, swallowing a one bite at a time, snarky face. And so Manic's just over here controlling his little robot bug with a game Joy-Con controller and just going after it. And then cut to Robotnik showing them Sleep and Dingo a photo of this gem. And he's just like, do you see the difference between these two gems? And Dingo's like, I picked the one on that one better. And he's like, you idiot, that's the same gem. And then he explains that this gem is a part of like clearing and it supposedly glows as it gets closer to her. So they're gonna go to this merchant and steal this gem before, you know, Eggman Robotnik has to pay for it. Because Robotnik doesn't like paying for things he feels like he shouldn't have to. Because it's evil. And they're gonna use this gem to track down Elena. And Manic, he sends his little bug inside the actual place instead of just listening from the vent, where he was able to hear perfectly clearly and fine. And his bug gets summoned by Dingo, so we get a shot of Dingo's butt for a good second.
Yeah.
And Manic and Sonya was like, oh great, we're gonna go to this large city and find a gem we don't know. And it's like, well, we could just, you know, steal it first. Because I was like, we can get the German broke. And it's just like think of it like kids. We're just going to liberate it. We can protect the city from Robotnik. And Sonic's like, I'm not doing it, selling it. That merchant probably stole it from my mom. And blah, 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 blah. So Manic and Thanagon came to him, and Sonya is not quite there yet. But they're just in there. And Sonic's gonna have like a guilty conscience later, and really he should just play It Doesn't Matter in stereo for a good minute. But because that game's not out yet. But they're just like, this city is huge. The city is very much Arabian themed, like one of the other cities we went to where Sonya lost her memory a couple episodes ago. But this is a different one. They're just themed similarly.
Yeah.
And so they're on the street, trying to find where they should go, and Sonic's like, flute music, how about you really famous last weeks. And then they walk up to some people, it's a snake charmer, playing a flute for a snake, making it dance, and then they're just like, oh, it's that way. And the snake charmer does not look Mobian in any sense.
What characters in this show do look Mobian? Let's be real.
I'm not there like speaking of, and even then sometimes not. A lot of times they do not look Mobian.
Yeah.
Like Space Jam aliens.
We have the hedgehogs, and we have Knuckles, and then we have this one character who appears for like one episode, actually one scene, and he's a mouse, and I don't remember when he's from.
The Jordan's kind of Mobian. Like, Sleep and Dingo show up at the jewelry shop, and the jewelry's like, come in, and the jeweler is like nodding its head toward Anita off in the distance, and then Sonic and Manic and Sonya, they themselves in the jewelry shop without anyone there, and they're just like, yeah, it's the jeweler. And then Sonic begins having it's like, wait, I can't steal this moment when it's the story, and Manic's just like, just take the gem, because the jeweler's just watching from a distance, not caring, not paying any attention to Steve. And then, like, they're debating, do we steal it or not? good versus evil, blah blah blah, and then Dingo wraps them up in because he's disguised as a rug. So Dingo wraps them up in a rug, and then Dingo is like, "Finders keepers at Shags, peace out."
And then I'm like, wow, that's the one thing from this episode that I remember from as a kid. Him saying fighters keepers.
Yeah,
And now it's chase time.
yeah.
I don't know if I've just had a bad day today or what, but this episode, it feels like it's going at a snail's pace. Like,
Yeah,
we're
it's
7 minutes in, but it feels like it's already been 20.
Yeah, it really does. And this is one of those episodes. It feels like it's all animated actually. So we have the chase scene of them chasing Eggman, Slate and Dingo, and then Sonic making a net and getting their little guy robot scorpion vehicle stuff. And they're just like, "Hey, Robotic, can you come get us?" And they're just like trying to hide inside, going, "Sonic can't get to us if we just stay in our vehicle." Which, for some odd reason, just gives me the logic of if we don't move, the dinosaur can't perceive us kind of logic, which I think is funny. And then we throw something at the window, like some goopy stuff, and then Sonic just starts pouring more of it because they open the top latch of their vehicle. Bart's just like, "Let me just pour a whole bunch of this into your vehicle."
I feel bad for them. That looks
Right.
disgusting.
And he just looks so upset and hurt. He's just like, and then later on they meet up at the van that they live in. Sonic just running the gym out, and then the SWAT bots are like chasing behind them, and Sonic hops in the van as the SWAT bots shoot at him. They spin out and get a whole bunch of laundry landed on their van, and so their van is obscured, and the SWAT bot run past them. And they're just like, "Okay, so we have the drill. How do we get Slate and Dingo off our trail?" And Sonic's just like, "Well, since Mimic had a piece of fabric fall on him, I have a great idea. And time for music video for Magical Girl Time." And then we get Let's Get Cosmic, which is a fun music video. And I believe one of the lyrics actually references MC Hammer.
This song is really bad.
Yeah. One of the lyrics references MC Hammer, who is a famous musician. Who songs y'all might know, his most famous one is Can't Touch This.
I know
He
that
was very
song.
famous for having parachute pants.
And the song is like, Let's Get Cosmic, but they're dancing in these outfits that do not look spacey at all.
Like, they're just in like basic Arabian outfits.
Yeah, they're wearing yellow, which, like, that's the opposite of purple.
I guess yellow could be cosmic for reference to the
Stars.
sun. Or the stars, yeah.
Yeah. Still, like, pure star. So, the hedgehogs are quote-unquote in disguise, by which I mean their heads are wrapped up, but you can still see their bodies, and Sleep and
Right,
Dingo
and
don't recognize them.
Like, Dingo's like, "What about those guys?" And Sleep's like, "There's no way they would have stayed that close to their car." And he's just like, "They're just snake charmers." And after they leave, they're just like, "Look, we did it!"
Oh, let me pause this episode
Sure,
and look up
but-
snake charmers. Maybe it is a thing, because I have no idea what they're talking about.
Snake charmers are a thing, and it is a job. I'm pretty sure it still is a job. But they were like all over multiple series. I'm pretty sure they hired a snake charmer for a couple of episodes of Xena and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay,
But
it
really
was
awesome actors.
snake charmer or snake charming most commonly refers to the Indian practice of hypnotizing snakes. Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day. So they run away from these snakes into the van.
Woo!
Trees. And Sonia is like, "Oh my god, this jewelry is so pretty and it's shining." And then they park their car, and then Sonic runs and does a
Right.
spin. And he breaks
Right, he does
trees.
his little chainsaw spin dash, which is helpful.
And you know, the trees that he breaks are drawn differently from the background trees. Because
Yeah.
cartoon.
Because the backgrounds, I believe, were painted.
Yeah,
And
because that's how
the
cartoons
color
do it.
matching.
That's what I. Yeah. And Sleet and Dingo track them because I guess they have the dual signal somehow.
But no, remember when they were just like, there's no way that Jack will stay up close to their vehicle? The thing is, they put a tracking device on it. Yeah,
You know
they
this
put-
show. It has the most sound logic ever.
Yeah. Which I'm just like, how did they not see them put the tracking device on their vehicle? If they were legit right there.
I don't know. This is the same show where Sonya is like, I don't want to get the wind in my hair, and the window is closed.
Some things just don't make sense. It's not up to us to question them.
So Sleet and Dingo go to this cave or something, and then Robotnik's like, I'm gonna capture Alina, and
Yeah, because he's like, wait, y'all wait for me to get there while I bring all my reinforcements. I don't want her getting away. And they're like, sure, we won't leave. And Sleep's like, no, we're going to capture her first, because once we have her, then we can name any price we want if Robotnik has to pay it.
but you know that if they actually did capture her, Robotnik would be like, I wanted to capture her.
How dare you disobey me?
Yeah. But for some reason they think that they're gonna impress him.
What we think is they can get whatever price they want for her.
Yeah.
They don't really. No, he is not going to pay you whatever you want. He is just going to double cross you and then roboticize you because Eggman doesn't like to pay money to anybody.
Yeah. And so the triplets go to this cave with the crown, and they find out that it was a trap setup thing. And Sonic's like, wow, Queen Alina set up this brilliant trap, and we ruined it because it was supposed to be for Robotnik. And I'm just like, maybe if she communicated with you, you would have known that. I think Queen Alina is the one messing up, not letting you guys know about this.
Y'all didn't know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Sonic's blaming himself, but it's
Yeah.
Alina's fault for not communicating.
it takes her a minute to realize, why is there a robot here? Why is one thing still on the outside? Monstrous plants and sticky sap that we threw at Dingo and Sleet earlier. It's on our trap.
Also, they get attacked by piranha plants from Mario.
Or at least, like, because piranha plants just look like that in real life. There's only so
Oh
many
yeah,
ways
I
you
forgot
can
piranha plants are a real thing. It's not made up by Mario.
Yeah. There's only so many ways you can make a piranha plant look. And Max is like, well, we're not doing this Joey anymore because it was actually a trap. And so he tosses it. And then Slate and Dingo get stuck in some sap in the place that they're at.
And then they get tangled by this octopus,
Vine.
vine. And now that I'm describing it, I'm like, wow, this really feels like something someone would get off to.
Right? I mean, they made a lot of. I didn't want to say it earlier because I know I'm the oldest in the room, but they said a lot of lines that could be construed in a almost inappropriate manner. So I'm just like, they did the thing. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in, especially older kids' cartoons that seem fetishy, and like it's possible that it was intentional, and it's possible it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like there was that Sonic Tonic episode. It could have. I feel like that was a big, huge coincidence because, like, feet equals gross equals funny.
Yeah. Like farts are funny.
Yeah.
My husband is an adult with bills. He still thinks farts are super funny. Like, So I'm just like, people say parts are funny. And then Robotnik comes to save Sleet and Dingo, and Dingo's like, so does this mean we don't get the reward? And Robotnik's like, no, you don't. You get yelled at by me.
Actually, I think he says, "Oh, you'll get your reward, all right."
Yeah, and then at the end, like, we have them, like, they've regrouped and they're just like, oh my god, we ruined Mom's perfect trap. That was such a good trap. I can't believe we ruined it. And blah, blah, blah. And, like, they're at the merchant, just like, where's the merchant? Why would the merchant set up a trap? And then they're like, oh my god, it was ruined the whole time. And, like, they have, like, their pity party, but they're just like, well, we didn't know it was a trap. How could we have known? Blah, 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 blah. And then we see the mom watching them from a distance instead of going up and talking to her kids. Okay.
And then the episode ends, finally.
Yeah. Right. The episode ends.
That was the worst Sonic Underground episode I've ever seen.
Right. The song was great. The song was a banger.
I mean, it had a good melody, but, like, it was so bad because of the cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
So, I think it's clear what I thought of the episode. I think it's D. No, I think it's F.
I don't think it's quite F. I feel like... No, do we have an E? If we don't have an E, we can put it in F.
Okay.
It's definitely not the best one. I really like the song. But yeah, otherwise, there's really nothing going on or for this episode
Yeah.
to really make me care
It didn't
about
even
it.
have an interesting premise.
Really.
Like, it had a premise that, like, had potential, but wasn't interesting on its own.
Yeah. True.
So, I feel like this is a very skippable episode.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've rated something F tier.
I would, like, recommend to somebody. I
Yeah.
would play the song for people, because I have before. Because it pops up on my playlist a lot. It's one of the Sonic songs that's constantly popping up.
Hmm. Well, we think what we learned from this episode, nothing.
Please communicate your plans.
Oh yeah, communication.
Communicate plans.
Yeah,
Communication is very important.
yeah. What did you say, Frankie?
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Frankie did not take a lot from this episode.
I mean, I kind of was a little late. I think I showed up when in the middle, or was it? What were they doing when I showed up? I think Sonic was drowning the what was it, Dingo and the other
Sleet.
guy.
Yeah.
He was drowning them in olive oil.
I forgot that's what it was. They made it look way grosser than that.
Yeah.
They made it look like he was dissolving them in sludge.
Really do.
Japanese title.
Yes, Trap for Robotnik. Did she start her children?
True. Okay. Anything before we wrap up?
There is nothing I can think of at this moment in time. You have a posting of where people can find me online, but we don't have one for pizza. So we should do that.
Oh
before we wrap
yeah,
up.
pizza. Where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I don't wish to be found right now in this
Okay.
very moment in time, but when I do, I'll let y'all know.
Pizza has
Stop.
no internet presence.
Not
Okay,
people.
well-
I want to be received.
Until
My
next
hobbies.
time, see you another Sonic Second. For podcast questions, you can email me through staplersound@gmail.com. As for social media, my main account on Tumblr and Twitter is Magical Stapler, with my art account being Stapler Art. You can also commission me at ko-fi.com/staplerart/commissions. That's ko-fi.com/staplerart.
I can be found pretty much anywhere online under the name Chrissy Duffy. I am most active on YouTube and Tumblr currently.